Okay. Let me spotlight you.
Make sure I can see.
Harsha, I'll make you co-host. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to see a student and you want everybody to see that student do the talam,
Mm-hmm.
you can spotlight them if you want. So I made
Oh,
you co-host.
I have not done that before, but maybe if I pick someone, you can you can
Yeah. Okay.
uh, do that. Hello. Okay. So should I start? Yeah. Okay. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining. And I think yeah, we're looking. I think more people will be joining soon. Yeah. For people who have not met me, so I'm Harsha, and I'm a Mridamgist. Can you all hear me? Well, yeah. Okay. So I'm a Mridamgist, currently based in Chicago. Yeah. So and I'm very excited to uh, talk about exercises and some basics um, through this workshop with all of you. So typically, what I do in these sessions is I go around asking people a little bit about, like maybe a one line or two about their introduction or experience with layam concepts and techniques. And then if you have any questions that you are looking forward to find the answer to, or if there's something that you want to learn about, and I can try to cover that during the workshop. So, shall we quickly go around doing that with people who have joined? Um,
I
maybe,
will wait.
yeah.
Shruti, then Akhila, Rohan. Maybe Akhila can introduce herself quickly so we can get over the Mehendi
Mm-hmm.
celebration moment. Okay, Akhila, you have to unmute yourself, I think. I can't unmute you.
Or can I? I can check if I can. Oh,
No, no, no
no.
one can. The participant themselves
Oh, okay, okay. Hmm.
unmute.
It's okay. It's okay if it's yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Yeah. We can start with yeah, Shruti.
Yeah.
Hi. Um, yeah, it actually the as I said previously in again all workshops that the layam or the beat concept actually interested me when I started just learning Bollywood dance too. I wanted to be all time in the groove, fit in the steps. Um, so that's how it started, and it. But I came to know that I'll be very off tal when I do the actual talams and everything. So I have hard time keeping up with that. It's not the groove, but when I put talam, yeah, to be in the groove with the talam
Yeah.
is the most hard part for me. So I'm looking more forward for any tricks or any things that would help.
Practices. Yeah.
Practices that would
Thanks.
help.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I'll just call in the order I'm seeing. So Rohan.
Hello. Um, so I guess my background with Dalam, um, I'd learned a lot of Western instruments growing up. I did piano for more than a decade, and I learned like the standard drum set for 5, 6 years, and then I'd actually had 6 months of Carnatic lessons in high school, also more than a decade ago. So which I've mostly forgotten at this point, but I've always had some understanding of rhythm and I guess layam in that sense, but I really would like to become more proficient with it as I continue to progress with classical dance too.
Thanks, Rohan. Next, Apurva.
Hi. So I learned classical music for a very brief period when I was very young, like 6 years old. And then I also learned how to play the flute when I was in school band. But none of that was like taught from a more formal introduction. It was more of basically mimicking the teacher. So I'm not able to play those instruments anymore. And yeah, I wanted to pick up classical music, Carnatic classical music again. And initially, that's how I started getting interested in that. And then I basically found Yamini because of her philosophy that in dance, you have to learn music, you have to learn drama, and it's all of these arts coming together. So it's still on my to-do to pick up regular Carnatic music lessons, and I hope to do that sometime.
Thank you. Shravani.
Yeah, I think most of my experience comes from the workshops with you, Harsha, the past two that we've done, and then learning Carnatic music when I was younger for a couple, almost like 6 years or so. Also played violin when I was in middle school and high school, so most of that.
Sure, thanks. Sushma.
Hi, this is the first time I'm attending a layam class. Not just with you for the first time ever, but I learned Hindustani for a year even before I started dancing with Kritya and Yamini. So that's when I first understood the beat system, the talam system and all. And then when I started with Kuchipudi, I shifted to Carnatic. I learned for 2 to 3 years and I try to practice whenever I get time now, even though I'm not actively training. And whenever I hear uh, Annamacharya Kirtanas or bhajan kind of things, uh, especially when I was pregnant with my kid, I used to unknowingly do the beats on my own and used to go for walks for a long time, and that used to make me feel so, calm. And even though I'm very confident that it was way out of beat whatever I was doing, but I didn't realize any of it, and I really enjoyed feeling the music and trying to match that with some beats. So when I seriously started taking Kuchipudi classes, I realized that most of the time I'm unable to put talent to a lot of things I'm, I'm dancing for, or even the jatis. I always find it difficult to realize that I'm going out of the beat. So that is one thing I really want to improve this year. Hope in this class I'll get some clarification, at least the basic level.
Definitely, yeah. Thanks for that. And I see Ravi.
Ravi, please switch on your video first of all. Ravi is koncham, yeah, he's from India actually.
Mm.
He's from
Hi,
this town
Ravi.
called Vijayanagaram, where Patri sir is from. Okay,
Yes.
and tell Ravi what is your experience in Talam stuff.
Actually, I didn't have any experience. I'm started now. I'm beginner, but I'm learning classical music, Karnataka music in Vijayanagram also.
Very good. Mm.
Now I started actually.
That's nice. Yeah. Thanks for joining. And Sanjana, if you're able to unmute and speak, you can go ahead. Otherwise, I can put it
Uh,
in the chat. Yeah.
yeah,
Please,
I think
Sanjana.
I'm gonna try to talk. My music experience I have when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, I learned Carnatic music for 9 months, but nothing more than that. And I
Mhm.
listened to a lot of Carnatic violin, but I don't. Outside of that, I don't have much experience.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I think that's everyone for now. Yeah. Okay. So that was great actually. So I'll try to keep all of that in mind as we go ahead uh, with the workshop. So first I'll start with like the most basic concept. So I think Sushma, when you were talking, you mentioned about how you would, when you listen to songs, you would try to feel the groove and try to keep the beat along. So I typically do this even when we have the workshop in person. So you all can stay muted, and I'm gonna play something and just try to clap along whatever you feel like. And there's no, like, don't worry about talam and all of those things yet. Just like feel the groove. Are you able to hear the mridangam?
Can you
Okay.
tilt the device little bit down, because for social media purposes it will be more aesthetic if we can
Yeah.
sorry.
Wait, I can change the level. I kept it there because the sun still hasn't set and the background light was too bright.
Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So and if you can, maybe like clap on the video if you're able to show it on the video, so I'll get to see. I mean, I know there'll be a lag and stuff, but yeah, just whatever you're hearing. Okay, great. Yeah, I could see some of you. So basically, whatever you felt now, like you heard a groove, right? And there was something that was going on. So that is what I would describe as layam or laya. So basically, um, the innate rhythm that is in a particular groove. So be it when I play some phrases on the mridangam, or even when we are talking, like there is a certain sense of meter and rhythmic um, sense. So that is what I would describe as laya. And then comes how do we keep sense of that laya over time, like how do we keep time. And that is where the concept of talam comes in, or tal, if you're familiar with the Hindustani system. And then so the talam is basically a cyclical um, rhythmic uh, construct that enables you to keep track of time. Okay, so how many rounds of the talam does this go on for, and how, which position am I in? And since it is, if you imagine a cycle like a circle, uh, that technically does not have like a starting point or an ending point. Like it's like a continuous circle and it is looping and it's going. So we define a starting point and an ending point that is called as the summum of the talam. So you have the beat cycle that is going on, and then the first beat of the tala cycle is the summum, or the same concept is there in Hindustani as well, the sum concept of coming back to the beginning. So once a cycle is complete, you come back to the first beat again, and then that is the concept of summum. So we have seen what is laya, then tala, and then the concept of summum, right? At any point, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or just unmute yourself, and I'll answer the question. And so initially, I'm starting with some terminologies because these will be useful when we are doing some exercises and to actually understand how talam works and how specifically Carnatic rhythm approaches work. Okay, so now moving forward, so uh, for a talam, you need to um, have ways of giving structure to that talam, right? So we'll start with the most familiar and the commonly used talam, that is the 8-beat cycle, right? So that is the in the Carnatic system it's called the Adi talam, yeah? And that is the 8-beat cycle. I'll demonstrate how the talam is put. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'll do it a couple of times. If you're not if this is the first time you're getting introduced to an Adi Talam, feel free to put it along and then try it as I am showing the Talam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ta. So, and then as you notice, as we keep doing multiple rounds of the talam, we keep coming back to the same first beat. So touching back on the concept of samam. So, and then Adi talam has 8 beats. So these beats are called aksharas. So an Adi talam has 8 aksharas. So each of the claps on our hands is a beat, and then that is called as akshara. Okay, so that's the next concept to know. So here a slight deviation I'll mention briefly about. There are in the Carnatic system of talas, there are 7 major categories of talas called as the Suladi Sapta talas. So now these talas have different names. So you have the Dhruva tala, Matya tala, Atatala, then you have the Triputa tala, you have the Ekatalam, and then you have the Rupakatala, and then you have the which one did I miss? So Dhruva, Matya,
Ektalam.
Ekatalam, yeah, Dhruva, Matya, Eka, Triputa, Ata, Rupaka,
Sampatalam.
and Jampatalam. Yeah, Jampatalam is what I missed. So just know that there are these 7 broad categories, and each of these talas are defined by the different tala angas. Angas basically means parts. So you have smaller parts that comprise and that basically come together and make these talas. So I'll just give an example. So broadly, so there are 3 different angas that are used. One is called as lagu, and one is the dhrutam, and one is anudhrutam. Yeah, thanks for that. So the names of talas are on the chat if you'd like to make a note. Yeah, so coming back to the tala angas, so you have the lagu. Let's take Adi tala again. Adi tala is one of the Suladi Sapta talas. So it falls under the category of Triputa talam. Okay, so the first half of the talam where we clap and then count with our fingers, right? So that whole section is called as lagu. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4 is called as lagu. Okay, and the number of beats that constitute in a lagu can be different, and that's where you have the different categories under the same type. So in a Triputa tala, you have 1 lagu, which has in the case of Adi talam, it's 4 beats, and then you have the next anga, which is called as dhrutam, which is 1 clap and 1 turn. So 5, 6, right? And then there is another dhrutam, 7, 8. So Triputa Talas Angas are 1 Lagu and 2 Dhrutams. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 Lagu, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 Dhrutams in the second half. Okay. So this is just an example. This itself is a notion. So now in the Lagu you can have different counts. So I'll connect it back when I introduce some more terminologies. But these are the main classifications of the um, Saptatalas. Okay. Now coming back to Aditalam. So we saw that Aditalam has 8 aksharams, right? So now next we need to determine how many syllables are being recited or played or are fitted within these aksharams, and that is what will determine the overall flow of the talam, which is basically something called as the nadai, which I will get into soon. But you have the basic structure of the talam, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the most commonly used nadai, or basically the subdivisions of aksharas, is the 4. Okay, so each akshara has 4 subdivisions, and these subdivisions are called matras. Okay, this is the terminology that I'm used to. There might be slight differences in different schools of this thing, but if you have the beat as the akshara, then the subdivisions are called as the matras. Okay, so now if I have 4 matras per akshara, how will it sound when we recite it? So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 ta. So did you notice that as I was reciting the numbers, so that is the number of syllables that is being recited per aksharam. So this 4 beats per 4 matras per aksharam is called as the Chatushram Nadai. Chaturashra Nadai. Okay, so Chaturashra is 4. So now instead of reciting it as 1, 2, 3, 4, I will recite it in using a phrase from the Konakol language. So now Konakol language, if you're not introduced to it before, it's basically the vocalization of whatever is being played on the percussion instruments. So you would have heard phrases like takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takita, 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 takadarikita, takata. You might have heard some things like this. So all of this falls under the Konakol language. So where you have the vocalization of what's being played on the mridangam. So for example, if I'm reciting takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takajuno. Okay, so it's reflecting what is being played there. So now coming back to the Chaturashra Nadai, you had 4 matras, so we'll recite it as takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, ta. So here I have 2 different phrases. One is takadimi, so it has ta, ka, di, mi. Okay, 4 syllables, and then ta, ka, ju, no. So takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, takadimi, takajuno, ta. Okay, any questions so far? Yeah, if at any point it's too much information, let me know. Yeah. after, I mean, once we get to the exercises, we'll keep it little more interactive. Actually, why don't we uh, try this? So why don't we have one or two volunteers to basically recite, put the talam and recite whatever I just said. So taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno ta. Okay. So does anyone want to volunteer? Someone who has in,
Not
yeah,
Su-
sure.
Apurva.
Apurva? Yeah.
Taka dhimi taka jonu taka dhimi taka jonu taka dhimi taka jonu taka dhimi taka jonu ta.
Very good. Nice. Thank you. Anyone else? Not the
Sushma.
seniors. Yeah, Sushma, Ravi, Sanjana.
तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक.
Very good. Thank you.
Ravi, you also try, please.
तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक धिम्मी तक झनु तक.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So, Sanjana, do you want to try?
Like with the video,
No, you
telling
don't
me.
have to. It's fine. Just
Okay,
audio
let
is
me
fine. Yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Taka dhimi taka janu taka dhimi taka janu taka dhimi taka janu taka dhimi taka janu ta.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah. So now coming to practice. So what you can do is find, there are different metronome apps that you can find. So one way to, I think some of you mentioned that you would like to improve the control you have over the talam and the beat. So one thing you can do is to play the metronome and put the talam along with it and recite this nade. Like taka dimi taka junu taka dimi taka junu. What happens as you keep repeating is that you then start, your mind gets used to that rhythm, and then that's when you can internalize it, and your control over the basic talam structure and the basic tempo and everything will improve. So this is one practice that you can do. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far? Okay. So now we will move into a little bit of mathematics, or more specifically arithmetics. So I'm sure if even if you have heard a little bit of Carnatic music, or even in Hindustani, it is pretty commonly used. There are these things called tirmanams or tihais. So tirmanams in Carnatic system, or tihais in the Hindustani system, where you have something repeating thrice and then coming back to some or samam, right? So these are smaller, like rhythmic structures which have patterns that are coming thrice and then coming back to samam. So that is the concept of a tirmanam. Any questions about the what it means?
Why does the Tirmanam fall outside the Saptatalam system, or is it a complement?
No. So the talam system is different. So that is what determines what the, let's say you're singing a kriti, or you're playing a tanyadanam, or you're doing a varnam. Like what that piece is set to, the main rhythm of it is set by the talam. But within that, what you play is there comes all of these structures. So when it comes to pure rhythmic structures, you have something called a sarva lagu, which you have already heard some of it. So whenever I was playing takka dimi takka juno, or when I was playing taddinna taddinna dinna taka dinna taddinna taddinna dinna taka dinna. So all of those grooves that are repeating, and it's more like flowy, and there are no like things that are going off the beat and stuff. So those are called sarvalagus. And the equivalent of that in Hindustani is the teka, right? So, and or basically the nadai, yeah, that is the flow. Okay, so now and then sarvalagu, and then you have other more complex patterns called korvai, and then you have mora, then you have abhiprayams. So these are purely like rhythmic compositions. Basically, the idea is that there are certain ways in which you assemble smaller fragments of syllables or phrases and then build something like a word and a sentence and a paragraph, right? And usually when you're writing, you divide it into paragraphs and then you end a paragraph and start a new one, right? So the tirmanam is what comes at the end of a subsection or at the end of a big section. So this is just another category of compositions that are found. Okay, so this is used to punctuate. So even if you're listening a varnam or you're listening a kriti, you would hear that after the pallavi, or basically the first line, there'll be a small section where the rhythm instruments are playing something and ending, and then the next line will start, right? So this concept is where the tirmanam comes. So it's used as a punctuation um, uh, idea here. Yeah. Any other questions about what a tirmanam is? Okay, so now the exercise is this. Okay, so let's take 5. Okay, and five matras, like a phrase of length 5 matras, and what we'll recite for that is ta di ki ta tum. So ta di ki ta tum. That's 5 syllables, right? So now what I want is play. So we want to recite the phrase of 5 matra length 3 times and then come back to samam, which is the first beat of the talam. Okay, so you have the talam going on and then you have the nadai going on, that is taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno tadike tatum tadike tatum tadike tatum ta. So did you notice what happened there? So I was playing the nadai and there was a particular point at which I started and played tadiketatum or recited tadiketatum 3 times and came back to ta, which is the samam. Okay, so this is a simple tirmanam concept. Now what I want you all to do is, where do we start playing the 3 5s so that it comes back to samam, is what we need to think about. So basically we saw that Aditalam has eight aksharams, right? And how many matras per aksharam? Can someone unmute and tell?
4.
4, yeah. So totally how many matras for the talam then?
32.
32. Perfect. So, and we want to play 3 5s, right? Tadiketatum, tadiketatum, tadiketatum. And how many matras is that?
15.
15. Yeah. So, and totally we had 32 and we want to play 15 and come back to samam. So, where do we start?
17th one after the.
Yeah, after 17.
Yeah, after 17.
Yes. Very good. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. So then we want to start the 3 5s after 17 matras, right? And each beat has 4 matras again, right? So then if you divide 17 by 4, so you get 4 aksharams, that's 4 4 16, and 1 extra matra, that is 17. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But we end with that last matra, right?
So yeah, thanks
So
for
it should
bringing
be
that up.
after 16.
No, yeah. So basically, in Carnatic system, what we have is the samam comes after that completes, right? So it's not taddikittatum, taddikittatum, taddikittatum. It is not that. In the so it's taddikittatum, taddikittatum, taddikittatum ta. The ta is the samam there. So that is one difference between the concept of sum in Hindustani and here. So you would sometimes, I mean, there are places where we also use that in the Carnatic system, but yeah, technically in this sum equivalent would be like da di dha gi na dha di da gi na dha di da gi dha, like you'll end in that dha there, right? But here we want taddikittatum, taddikittatum, taddikittatum. Sorry, I think I'm like da di da gi da di da gi da di da gi dha. That is where the last beat is coming back to samam. But here we want it to finish before, and the ta will be the samam. Does that make sense, or did I confuse you more? No?
No,
Okay.
actually, I have a question actually. There
Yes.
is one Kuchipudi Jati we do in this piece called Brindavana Nilaye, and it goes like ta, dheem, ta, dheem, ta, kidadikatari gidadom, kidadikatari gidadom, kidadikatari gidadom. It finishes.
Yeah. That's why I was telling that there are places where we use it, and it's used more in. I have seen it more frequently in dance jatis, but there is no. I don't think there is any correlation that way because it both are used. It depends on the context.
But here it is now for the exercise sake, so we are all
For the
on.
exercise sake, yes, yeah, and typically in Mridangam also we approach it this way, yeah. So then 17 matras, right? So 4 beats, 16 matras, 1 matra later, and then 3 fives, and then back to samam. I'll recite one more time. You can mute
So do
yourself.
we
and-
leave that matra before starting
Yes.
the Tartikita?
Correct. So that will be
If we are
something
using the
called as
metronome or something, we leave that matra and start on the
yeah. So 17 matras you leave,
18th.
18th matra you will start.
18th.
Tadikita. Correct. Yeah. And that one matra we will leave it as gap. We will not recite anything for that. And we will get into this in detail soon. But that is a gap or silence is called as karvai. So that is another terminology. So that silence there where nothing is recited in that matra is a gap, and that is called as karvai. So I'll recite a couple of times. You can recite along with me muted, and then we'll have a couple of people try it. Okay. Taka tadi taka dim taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno tadi kitatum tadi kitatum tadi kitatum taka dimi taka juno taka dimi taka juno tadi kitatum tadi kitatum ta. Okay. Does anyone want to try? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Kadhimita kajan. Kadhimita kajan. Tadhikitatum. Tadhikitatum. Tadhikitatum ta.
Very good. Yeah.
Was okay.
Yeah. So of course one tip here is that when you have these, so when we have the nade going in fours and the talam is also the chatushram, then you have no problems. That's like takka dimi takka juno takka dimi takka, all around beat, right? All the first syllables are on the first beat. But now here we are doing 3 fives. So naturally there'll be spillover, and there'll be phrases that are it's not the tadikitatum always, that the
Yeah.
ta of this thing always on beat. So it'll be like tadikitatum, the ta will come on that beat. So tadikitatum, tadikitatum. So then ki will come on beat in the second one, and then kitatum, tadikitatum, then tadikitatum.
Mm.
So it'll be different every time. So you can, like, if you're having difficulties with the phrase sitting in the talam, one good exercise is to actually calculate and see where it will fall. So we are starting one matra later, right, in this beat. So then we have three matras left. So then in tadikitatum you have tadiki. So that will come in that beat. So tadiki tatum. So ta will come on beat. And then tatum, we have two, and we have two left. So then tadi. So then ki will come on beat. So tatum, tadiki tatum. Then kitatum and then ta. So kitatum ta, dikitatum ta. So this is a good way to make sure that you're following because it is, I mean, you can start anywhere, and I can do like tadikitatum, tadikitatum, tadikitatum ta. Like I can just adjust and then do something and come to summum, but that is not the point. So you have to be on beat every beat. Yeah.
Shravani, do it.
Taka dhimi taka janu taka dhimi taka janu tadhikita tom tadhikita tom tadhikita tom.
Good. Anyone else want to try?
Sushma,
Maybe I'm thinking too much.
That's okay. I mean, try it. Or if you have some questions, I can.
Letters, yeah, I'll try and then I'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Takka dhimmi, takka jhannu, takka dhimmi, takka jhannu, taddi kittatum, taddi kittatum, taddi kittatum.
So what do you think went wrong?
Yeah, until the first flip, I felt it. After that,
Yeah.
I've lost it.
Yes, but are you able to guess what could be missing?
I should have started on dikkittatum.
No, that is
Somewhere
good. Yeah, that is good. So, but what was happening was, so you have to start after 17 matras, right?
So that gap, how do I establish?
So it has
And
to be
combine that
in your
with
mind. It has to be.
tadiki.
It has to be in your mind. So you can maybe start with takadimi, takajunu, takadimi, takajunu, tadinginatum, 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 ta. So there is a ta there, and
Just
that
adding
we
a
want it
filler
as
to count
yeah.
as a
So if you just
matra.
see that part alone, it will be tadikitatum, 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 tadikitatum. So there's that one beat off. So tadikitatum, 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 tadikitatum. You want to try it again?
Takka dhimmi, takka jhannu, takka dhimmi, takka jhannu, tadikkittatum,
Very good.
tadikkittatum, tadikkittatum, ta. Yeah,
Almost.
felt better.
Yes, you started
Yeah.
at the
last
Perfect, yes.
line. I still need to, yeah.
correct. Yeah, that if you practice, it will come. Yeah. But did you understood this thing? Yeah. Okay.
Ravi.
Now, yeah. Want to try? Yeah.
Ravi,
Taka dhimi taka jenu taka dhimi taka jenu tadigitatum tadigitatum.
So what do you think went wrong?
Actually, miss, I did it wrong.
No, that's okay. That is fine. But yeah, are you able to find out what was missing?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to try it again?
Taka dhimi taka jenu taka dhimi taka jenu tadigitatum tadigina. Action.
So okay, so the last three fives are coming together, right? So there is no silence after the tom. So it's like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So when you're reciting, it's taddikittatum taddikittatum taddikittatum. So there's no gap after tum. And the other thing is we are starting after 17 matra. So same, that one beat gap. Taddikittatum 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 ta taddikittatum 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 ta.
1 second, Harsha.
Yeah.
హర్ష ఏం చెప్పాడో అర్థమైందా రవి నీకు? 8 క్రియల్లో ఒక్కొక్క క్రియకి 4 మాత్రలు ఉన్నాయి. అదంతా కలిపితే 32 అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఆ 32లో మనకి లాస్ట్ తదిగిణతో ఒకటి 15 అక్షరాలు. 5 3s are 15 కదా, అక్కడ 15 వస్తాయి కదా. సో నువ్వు 32 నుంచి 15 తీసేసి ఎంతవరకు తకదిమి తకజను చేయాలన్నది లెక్క పెట్టుకొని చేసుకోవాలి. అంటే 17 అయిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు 15 మిగులుతాయి. సో ఊరికే టపా కొట్టడం కాదు, దాంట్లో లెక్క ఉందని చెప్తున్నాడు. అండ్ హర్ష is saying, no, if you have any questions, stop him. And మళ్ళీ
Yeah.
it's okay.
Feel free.
Again,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
also is little conscious about his English.
No, that's all. Yeah, Telugulo cheppu.
You.
If
This
I
is
can't understand, I will.
Yeah, this is a safe
Yeah.
place. Ask your
Yes.
question. No one cares. We care about you getting the knowledge and education. We don't
Yeah.
care about how you are speaking, your accent. Do you know English? This is not English class. This is layam class. So you ask your question, okay? Because I care about whether you got it or not. Okay? Okay. Sorry, continue.
Hmm.
So doing
Yeah.
a line divisions is helping me.
Great.
Like this, if you can
Nice.
see, I
Yes.
don't know.
That's how we notate
If
also.
I watch and do,
Correct.
it's less error prone.
Yes, you can visualize it. Yes. So now for so I will split you all into two teams. As in, will be the same this thing, but so whoever is attending the workshop for the first time, now I want you to calculate where you have to start for 3 6s. Okay, and now in like just like how we played 3 5s, taddikittatum, we are going to play 3 6s, and the phrase that we will use for 6 is taddikittatum. So we are adding one more matra after the second in 5. So we had taddikittatum, now we have taddikittatum. So I am reciting it separately as E, but I want it to sound taddikittatum. So this is a long syllable. Yeah, okay. So I want those, take a minute so to think about that, where to start, and then, and same way, takkadimi, takkajunu, and then determine where to start.
So
Okay.
then Takadimi Takajun will not get completed, the last Jun.
Yes, it won't. It won't. Yeah. So you have to determine, like, if you need 2 matras in a beat, then say taka. If you just need 1, then leave it as gap. Like, it's like how we did. If you need 3, then say takita. And then if you need, 4 is already there. So, okay. Yeah. Now for the people who have already come for 1 or 2 of these workshops before, yeah, the people who are coming for the first time, please bear with me. I will explain Mr. Chapu Talam in a bit. But yeah, so you all have to do 3 5s and 3 6s in Mr. Chapu Talam. Okay. So the phrase for Mr. Chapu is taka taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi taka taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi. Okay, so it is taka taka dimi 6, and then taka dimi taka dimi. So I want 3 5s and 3 6s in Mr. Chapu. So now anyone, whoever is ready with whatever exercise I gave them, please feel free to volunteer and recite. So like I said, if you want one matra after beat, then leave it as gap. If you need two, then say taka. If you need three, then takita.
Can I try? Actually, I also never tried the Mishra Chapu Tadiginatham. I think
Sure.
already it appears in one of the things we do, but
Mhm.
so ta- taka dhimi takita tadigin tunta digin taka dhimi takita tadigin tum
Very good.
tadigin. Yeah, I messed it.
Mm.
So taka dhimi takita tadigin tum ta.
Very good. Yes. Okay. I think that should be enough time. Anyone wants to start? Yeah, Apurva, go for it.
Let's try. It will
Yeah,
be probably needs corrections.
that's okay.
Takatimi, takajun, takatimi, takatad. Sorry.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Tak
Good. Good. So,
takatadi.
yeah.
Takatimi, takajun, takatimi, takatadi, kitatum, takatadi, takatad.
Mm.
I got the numbers, but I have to
Yes.
practice saying
Yes.
it.
Yeah. 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 So now what you're doing is that taka is only in the beginning. Then
Yes,
you have tadi
tadi.
kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi. So
Tadi.
just try it again. You will get
Yeah.
it.
Takatimi, takachun, takatimi, takatadi, kitatum, takatadi, kitatum, takatadi, kitatum.
Do you know what is going wrong?
Um, I'm trying to start the beat on
No,
takatadi,
that is correct.
Oh,
That
I
is
added
correct.
takatadi,
Ah,
kitatum.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Try it again. Yeah.
okay. Takadhimi, takajunu, takadhimi, takatadi, kitatum, takatadi.
Tadi kitatum.
Can I practice a little bit and then
Yes.
come
Sure.
back?
Sure. Yeah. Mhm. Anyone else? Any of the Mr. Chapu people?
So quick question.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
for this exercise,
Uh-huh.
out of 32,
Yeah.
we know for sure that we need 18 matras for completing the Tirmanam section.
Correct.
Are we going
Yes.
to fit in the initial Takadimi Takajana into 14? That's where you want us to,
Correct. Yes.
however we want to use Taka
Yeah. Yeah.
or
So instead
Takita.
of starting, so
So
for
in
3
the
5s we
last
start. in-
beat is where we have to modify them, because 4 3
Where you're
12 is sorted.
where you're starting is what is basically determined by that. So where do you have to start in the talam to play 3 6s and come back? So that is the idea. So now because now it's 18, your starting point will be different. So like you mentioned, it will be after 14 matras.
Yeah, 15th.
For this one, can I
15th.
ask a question? If
Yeah.
if you hit the middle finger, and instead
Uh-huh.
of saying taka, you say takita and then continue tadi, 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 ikitato, tadi. Will you hit? Then you probably land on.
Now if you say takita, then
Uh-huh.
your 18th will come on first beat. But what I want is you play 18 and then ta.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So what you are saying is you are correct. So tak dimi tak junu tak kita tadi kita tum tadi kita tum tadi tak dimi tak junu tak dimi tak kita tadi kita tum tadi kita tum tadi kita tum. There the tum is coming on first beat. I want tak tadi kita tum tadi kita tum tadi kittatum ta. So I want that extra beat and the ta to come on the samam. Does that clarify?
Yeah. So it's
Yes.
6, then it has to be 14. That means from the
Correct.
15th beat, it has to start.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
I'll try Tadinginatum on Mr. Chapo. I mean,
Yeah.
if I did
Yeah.
for my Taka taka dhimi taka dhimi tadhin ginatum tadhin ginatum ta.
Yeah. Good. Come on, everyone else taking too much time. We have to move to the next part.
Sohan.
Sorry, and with the Mishram, it's the seven. What is it? One more time. I think I'm like
Oh yeah.
struggling to
So
see
the
the
phrase
seven.
is taka taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi. So it's not split as 7. So it's split as 6 4 4 14. So taka
Okay.
taka dimi taka dimi tak. So that will make it easier.
Okay, and if it's 14, then we start after 18.
Row one cycle has
Which one? 3 sixes or 3 fives? Which one are you talking
So instead of 3 sixes, so we count, and then for the last 14, we do taka taka dimi taka dimi taka
No,
dimi.
not that. So same concept. I want the 3 fives or the 3 sixes at the end and then come back to samam. Okay. Now in Mishra Chapu, what will happen is because your talam itself has only 14. Now when you want to play 3 fives, it's 15. Right? So you have to go to the previous avartanam. So now from the previous 14, you take 1 that is left. So you have to start 13 after. Make sense? Or if you think about it this way, take 2 avartanams of Mishra Chapu, that is 28, right?
Okay.
Because 14 is lesser than 15, you can't fit into that. Then next you can take 2 avartanams, that is 28. So now 28 minus 15 is 13. Does that make sense?
Okay. I think I was trying to fit it into the 32. Like the last 3 being
Yes.
7, like a Tirmanam, but no.
No.
Okay, I need to think about
Talam
it.
is Mishra Chapu, yeah.
Okay.
Can I try with so many gaps?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Takka dhimi, takka jhanu, takka dhimi, takka taddi, ikki tattum taddi, ikki tattum taddi, ikki tattum.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I see that you're finding the places where it should land and doing
So
it.
is this the only way or is there a faster way? Because without dividing like now I'm unable to go
so
on
that
the
is
flow.
where the practice of feeling that nadai will help. So if you're having like tak di me tak di me tat 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 tat. So that has to be going on. So when you're doing so tak di me tak jo tak di me tak ta di kittatum ta di kittatum ta di kittatum ta. So eventually you have to get to that place where that force is running in the background, but you don't have to calculate this to know where which part lands. So this is to make sure that you're not kind of rushing some parts or adjusting some parts to see which phrase is falling on which beat. But eventually, you have to, with practice, you will get to a place where you can feel that rhythm constantly go. So like takka taddi kikitatum taddi kikitatum taddi kikitatum ta. So you will hear that tat 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 going on. So then automatically those things will fall there. So that's where you want to get to. So then you don't need to think about every aspect like this. Yeah.
Can I practice?
Could I try this once?
Or after
Yes.
something?
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify what
Uh-huh.
Takka dhimi, takka jhanu, takka dhimi, takka taddi ikitatum, taddi ikitatum, taddi ikitatum ta.
Very good. Yes. Correct. Yeah.
Takatimi takachonu. Takatimi takatati ikitatom tati ikitatom tati ikitatom ta. I missed the talam.
The talam, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, once you start doing this, you will realize where you'll need more work. If it is with talam, or if it's with the tempo, or if it's with how you're reciting it and stuff. So this will be helpful. Someone from Mr. Chapu group.
I just want to remind again, Mishra Chapu has 14 beats.
Yes.
That's the problem. We forgot already the homework. That's what I wanted to say. We forgot that. That's why we were blank. Mishra Chapu has 14, and the first Tadiginatum, obviously, as Harsha said many times, is 15, right? Tadiginatum is 15. So one Mishra Chapu is not enough, right, for 15. So that's why you have to do 2 avartanams, 2 cycles. Avartanam means cycle. Understood? Rohan, what happened? Why are you looking still down?
Can you demonstrate it again?
Okay. So taka taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi taka taka di taka dimi takita tadikitatum 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 ta. Taka taka dimi takita tadikitatum 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 ta. Because the shorter talam, you'll need 2 avartanams, and again same concept, but you play 3 tadikitatum, come back to ta. Okay, so as you are working, so for people who are wondering what this talam is, so touching back to the sapta talas that we saw, right? They had different angas and they had complete beats. So then you have this category called chapu talas, which basically have these partial beats. So if you see in Adi Talam, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? All the beats have equal time between them. So you either have, you have like 4 matras per beat, and all the beats have 4 matras, right? But in Chapu Talas, you have beats that are half. So technically, if you have a 7-beat talam, then you can do like a Tishra Jati Triputa talam, which don't worry about the name, but totally like just like Adi talam. So this one, just like how Adi talam is 8 beats, this has full 7 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so that has 7 beats, just like Adi talam is a different. So, but Mr. Chapu is not 7, it is 3.5 in a way, if you think about it. Okay, so I'll demonstrate how the talam is put. So, takit tak dimi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you notice, the first beat is just half the duration of all the other beats. So it's like half 1, 2, 3, half 1, 2, 3, half 1, 2, 3, half 1, 2, 3. So the first one is just half of that. So even this can be, 3.5, when you do it at higher speed, double speed, you will become 7 again. So takita takadimi takita takadimi takita takadimi ta. Does that make sense?
So is it always Takkita is first half, or do you also flip?
So flip
Takkadimi
can also
comes-
happen. So that is called Viloma Chapu. So takadimi takita takadimi takita. You just reverse that. And then that is called Viloma Chapu. But again Chapu. And then you have something called Kanda Chapu, Khanda is 5. Okay, so we saw Chaturashra as 4, Tishra is 3, Khanda is 5. Okay, so 5 again, it will be like takka takkitta takka takkitta takka takkitta takka takkitta 1 2 2.5 1 so 1 1 half 2 1 half 2 1 half 2 1 half 2. It's like the second beat is half the duration of the other two beats. But it will still be the takka takkitta takka. These are just shorter talams, and these have different grooves. So these are mostly in that context. So then you have the Mishra Chapu, then you have Sankirna Chapu. Sankirna is 9. Okay. So Sankirna Chapu would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. So if you think about in terms of half, it's like that, but basically you can also do 9. Takka dimmi takka takkitta takka dimmi takka takkitta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So these are the Chapu talams. So now does that make sense? So how many matras will Mishra Chapu have? I mean, I know we discussed about this. It was just mentioned multiple times a little bit back. But can someone explain how you get that number of matras for Mishra Chapu?
So we have 7 beats for Mishra Chapu.
Mm-hmm.
Each beat has 2, and then that's
Correct.
how we get 2
Correct.
matras, so we get 14.
Yes, that's correct. So in that speed you have takkitta takkadimi. So then you have takka takkadimi takkadimi takkadimi, double of that. So then you have 14. But if you think about it again from the Chaturashra Nadai stuff that we saw in Adi Talam, we saw every beat has 4 matras, right? Right. So here in Mishra Chapu, how many full beats do we have?
3.
3 full beats, right? So 3 into 4, 12. And 1 half beat.
Yeah.
So half times 4 is 2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you get that taka taka dimi taka dimi taka dimi 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 ta. And similarly for Kanda Chapu, how many it will be?
For Kanda Chapu,
Someone else.
it will.
No. I will. Yes, I will give you a chance. Anyone else want to try? Kanda Chapu. Yes.
Oh, guys, what is this? If 7 Mishra Chapu was 14 and Kanda Chapu is 10.
10.
None of you, very good Apurva. I'm very not liking that the advanced people who actually learned 4 ways, that is in these nowadays, are not answering.
Can I ask you when
Yes.
you mean how many full beats in Mishra Chapu, what does that mean?
So full beats as in, so just like how we had in Adi Talam, so that I would define as a full beat, like 1.
So
2,
one full beat
3.
in Adi Talam has 4. Ta, ka,
4.
thi, mi.
Yes.
Here
takka,
we are
dimi.
dividing it into parts, right? Takkita and takkadimi are different.
Yeah, so
No,
that is one way.
that.
No, that's one way to look at it. So eventually you get takkit takitta takkadimmi, right? Eventually you get that takitta takkadimmi. But if you think about it in terms of matras, so you have the
Just
full beats,
three
let's say
are
at least.
divided in two beats, so
Ha. Yeah. But that's where you have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So in that the first beat is half, right? The length duration,
yeah,
right? And then the next three beats are full beats, right?
yes.
Half, one,
With two
two,
matras in each.
three. Half, 1, 2, 3. Yes, two matras in this tempo.
Oh, like that. Okay,
Ah,
so that's how
but
it is three
yeah,
and a half.
yes, in terms of that's how it's
Okay.
3.5. In terms of matras, when you have Chatushra Nade, you need 4 per beat. So the half beat will have 2 matras.
Okay.
Right? The first half beat has 2 matras,
Yeah.
and next 3 full beats have 4 matras each. So 2 plus 12, 14. These are just different ways of looking. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you have the tak it tak dimmi, because here you're reciting only 7, but actually it's moving in 14s.
So for Khandam, is it like takka, takkitta,
Yes.
takka, takkitta? So it has 2.5 then.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then now in terms of matras will be 10. So takadimi, 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 takadimi. So the second beat is the half. So there you have taka instead of so takadimi, 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 takadimi. 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4. Yeah. So then you have 10 matras.
Guys, in Mishra
Yeah.
Chap, I haven't had one
Yeah.
wall at all. This is very disappointing.
Could you
It,
say the talam of Mishra Chap again? Sorry, I want to also.
Takadimi, 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 takadimi. So there are different ways of putting it. I usually turn for the first beat just to know that that's the samam. Some people put it as takadimi, 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 takadimi. So this way you put is different, but I usually stick to this. Takadimi, takita, tadikitatum, 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 takadimi, takita, tadikitatum, 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 takadimi, tadikitatum, 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 takadimi, tadikitatum, 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 takadimi, tadikitatum, tadikitatum, ta. What did I do in the end? I'll again recite.
You did Tirmanam at the end,
Yes. But
then
was it different or was it the same thing?
wait up.
Takata.
Did you guys hear that? His last Tirmanam, what happened, Shruti?
It's
I'll
Huh?
again.
He did 7.
Yeah, why are
Correct.
you doubtful like that?
Yeah, I said 7, like then you asked what. So
But no, you said it so feeble we could.
okay. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
7.
Basically, yeah, I did just like I did 3 6s, did 3 7s. So you can build it up like this. So for tadi kitatum we had tadi kitatum, right? Now for 7 we need one more matra. What we usually do is we add that extra gap in the after the first matra. So tadi kitatum. So when you recite it will be tadi kitatum. Tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum. 7. And then similarly we do for 8. Tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum. So I don't know if you can count 8 there. So it's basically ta, di, ki, ta, a, to. 8. Okay. And then for 9, the one thing that does not have the first one does not have the gap, right? So then ta a di I ki I ta a tum. So that will be 9.
So for the 7, we add the a for the first ta, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Ta di ki ta tum ta di ki ta tum ta a di I ki ta tum ta. So now for practice, for exercise, you can do 3 5s, 3 6, 3 7s, 3 8s, 3 9s.
And the 3 7s, this one, you put that in Mishra Chapu,
I
not
put in Mishra Chapu. Yes,
Okay.
not in Aditalam. Yes. Okay. I think in terms of time, we don't have much time left now. Should I do Nadai or gap?
More minutes, but I want at least one person to demonstrate at least the 5. Tadigena.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Taka, 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 thimi, takita, tatikit. Sorry.
Good.
Taka, taka, thimi, takita, tatikita, tum, tatikita, tum, ta.
Very good.
The
Good.
chapu, I'm not in
Yeah.
control.
No, no. Good, good.
I want to try 6 too.
Yeah.
Taka, taka, thimi,
Thanks, Anjali.
taka, thimi, tatingi. Taka, taka, thimi, tating. Ginatum, tating. Ginatum, ta.
Good.
Why did you wait this long? You have it, no? This is a class, not competition.
I don't know why I was not getting it. I was not staying in the chapu.
So one thing I am also noticing is you have to just like Apurva fully understood the concept, right? But because you're not practicing just putting talam, the jatis and sarvalagu stuff, sarvalagu is our tam, digi digi tai. You just have to practice the talangam of the aditalam. You have to get used to the action of putting the talam. So when Harsha next time comes with complex arithmetic stuff, we should be so used to putting the talam that it does not phase us. So Mishra Chapu, we learned whole Bhama Kalapam item in that, right? The whole choreography is in Mishra Chapu. So by now, if Harsha is giving us any weird Tirmanam, this is not even weird, so basic. Tirmanam or any korbai he wants to teach us in the future, Mishra Chapu should be in our body. We should not be looking for how to put Mishra Chapu. So Sushma also, with your timetable, you understood. But Harsha and I, what do we always say? Practice putting talam to the metronome thousands of times. That is not being done. That is why, even though you are understanding, I know you understood, Sushma. The timetable thing you only did. He didn't explain also about the table notation. But you did it. So you guys are all understanding, but the action, because this is art form, you have to practice doing it on your hand or playing the instrument, whatever. But here you should practice the talangam, right? Whatever talam we are learning, you have to do it hundreds of times with the material you already have. That is the problem. So I am also noticing, and I understood that none of you are even putting talam regularly. Or even if you're listening to composition, you have to put talam for that while you're listening. And this doesn't need extra practice time outside of class. You can go to work, walking, train, anything and put talam. Okay. So now Harsha will explain 10 more minutes. We can extend because you all came late. So he will take Nadai concept now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we were working on Aditalam, right? And then we had 4 matras per beat, right? That was the standard thing I mentioned. Now you can have different number of matras per beat, and that will determine how the talam feels, right? How the talam moves. or how the groove moves, right? Like the Sarvalagu that I mentioned. So now instead of 4 matras per beat, what happens if I say just 3 matras per beat, all equally separated? Okay, so I was reciting 1 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 taka di mi taka jono taka di kajono takadimi takajono takita 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 takadimi takajono takadimi kajono takita 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 takita. What difference did you all notice? What difference?
Shravani.
Switching to 3 matras per beat from 4.
Yeah, correct. And the important point is that the talam does not change.
Yeah.
That is the key point. So that's where the concept of nadai comes. Okay. So now the talam is set, that tempo is not changing and that talam is not changing. But within that, what we are reciting, playing, or singing, or dancing, that is determined by the number of matras per aksharam, right? So the subdivisions. So that is the concept of nadai. So in Tamil, nadai means walk or gait. So as you could, like, the first thing you would notice is that the way the rhythm is flowing itself is changing, right? So from takka dimi takkita takkita din na kita taka dim na tarikita dim na kita taka dim na tam. It's the same talam, but the movement is changing. So that's why the nadai is changing. Now here, again coming back to terminologies, Chaturashram is 4, Tishram is 3, and then Khandam is 5, Mishram is 7, Sankirnam is 9. Any questions?
I have a question for them. I know I am asking on behalf of them. So, what is the difference between speed change, like male keel column and male column changes, and nade? Because, like for example, takadhimi, takadhimi, takajonu, takadhimi, takajonu, takadhimi, takajonu, takadhimi, takajonu, takadhimi, takajonu, takadhimi, takajonu. So, what is the difference between trying to fit from 4 to 8 versus 3, 5, 7, 9? What is the difference between column and nade? Oh,
You're asking us?
no, I'm asking Harsha.
Oh, I thought you're asking them. Okay. Sorry.
I don't know. I know that. I
Okay,
am
okay.
asking
On
you.
behalf of them. Yeah.
On behalf
Okay.
of them, I am asking.
Yes. Yeah. So, in a larger context, if you see, this is also speed variations. But when we call it a column, like kid column, male column, samakalam, and stuff, when we call it the speeds are usually in multiples of whole numbers in our Carnatic music system. So even when you are learning music or when you're learning your adavus or jatis, so you will start with the slow speed. So it will be like ta, ka, di, mi. The next one will be like ta, ka, dim, mi, ta, ka, dim, mi. So you have already doubled the speed, right? By doubling the number of matras per beat or doubling the number of syllables per beat. But there are intermediate. So in that sense, there are intermediate speeds. So if you think of Tishram is not Tishram is male kala Tishram is 1.5 times the speed of Chaturashram. Because 4 into 1.5 is 6. So then you have takita, 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 takita. Right? So when you're going from takadimi, 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 if you're increasing, if you're doubling the speed, if you're going to male column, it will become takadimi, takajono, takadimi, takajono, takadimi, jono, takadimi, takajono, tak. So usually column is defined only in terms of multiples of whole numbers. Okay. But conceptually, if you see, the other nades are also basically different tempos and speeds. In intermediate, but not whole numbers. So with respect to 4, 6 would be 1.5 times faster, or 3 would be 1.5 times slower.
And that is not a whole number, so that's
Yeah,
not.
so that is not column. Yeah, so that is nade.
Sorry, I didn't follow the whole number part of this.
Yeah,
Like,
so if you're starting with 4, the
yeah,
next speed, the faster speed would be 8.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
so it's only multiples of that. And then next speed has to be 16.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how you define
And that's a
columns.
column. I see.
Yeah.
And
So if
nade
you're
is when it
defining
is
sama column as 4, keel column would be how much? 4 matras per beat. Then keel column would be,
you
keel
said
column is
6.
lower speed. Lower speed.
Mhm.
Sorry, I don't know if you know the terminologies, but lower speed.
It's 2.
Whole number multiples. 2. So
Yeah,
4 by
okay.
2.
I see.
Yeah. So 2 will be the slower speed. Then what is the faster speed of 4?
8.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does it go to 12? It seems to jump over 12 and go to 16.
No, it has to be again multiples of whole numbers.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. I
Yeah.
see. I see.
So, and not, no, okay, not whole numbers, actually, my bad. That might be confusing. It's doubles basically.
I see.
So
Okay.
4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16, 16 into 2, 32. It's only double.
I
Not,
see.
yeah, forget the whole number part. Sorry. My bad.
Okay. So
Because that will be confusing.
nade is it you can switch from, you're switching to a different matra in the same
Yes,
column.
correct.
Whereas in the column for the whole talam,
Column also you are changing the number of matras, but it's always double. Because now from going from 4 to 8, you are changing the number of matras 8 per beat. But the speed is changing. Nade is not changing. It's still a multiple of 4.
yes.
2 times 4. Like, yeah, 12 is not. So 12 would be this thing
Yes.
of 3.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's say you start with Tishram 3. Then the male kala Tishram would be how much?
6.
6. Then the next speed of that would
12.
be 12. So
Yeah.
basically into 2 is how speeds go.
Right.
Into 2 or divided by 2 is
Right.
how
And
speeds go.
the whole one cycle, the speed doesn't change, right? That's another difference I noticed between the nade and
Correct.
the column.
Correct.
Whereas in the nade, you can start with 4, but then in between switch to like 3 matras per beat.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So 3 and then 5, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you were wondering when I mentioned the names,
Yeah.
Tishram, then I said Kandam 5.
Yeah.
4 is Chatushram, right? Then I mentioned 7 Mishram.
Yes.
I did not mention 6 because
It's a double of 3.
yeah. So that's basically Tishram again. Just a different speed of Tishram.
I see.
And then I skipped again 8
Right.
because that is again multiple of 4.
4. Okay.
That's a different speed of Chatushram. And
I
then 9 I mentioned. And what would 10 be?
Khandam,
Yeah.
double.
Male Kala Khandam.
Male.
Yeah.
Okay. So male means twice and keel means
Male is up. In Tamil, male is high.
high.
Keel is low.
Oh, okay.
So then you have Sama column. Sama is like the
Base.
standard column, the base column. Then above that will be male column, so faster. Then below that is keel column, slower. And that's always into 2 or divided by 2.
I see. Okay. So if I have
Oh no,
I have
opposite.
another
Keel column is lower speed.
Sorry, my brain. Kir column is kinda. Kira means kinda. Kinda kalam.
So can you have a nadai where the laghu you are in chaturashram and in the drutams you are in male, the double of
Yes.
that? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is
So
called a nadai, that's not a kalam.
correct.
Okay.
So let's say if I'm reciting something like this, like so I can have core wise where there are two columns. So tadinatum, 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 tadinginatum, 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 tadinat, tad. So if you see in the first half, I am having like takkita, 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 tadinatum, 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 tadikitatum, 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 ta. The ending part, tirmanam, I have takita, 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 ta. So that's a this is now the entire thing is in Tishram only.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So the nada is not changing there.
I
There are no
see.
restrictions in how you want to put it, but this whole thing I wouldn't call it
A nadai.
Kirkala Tishram and Melkala Tishram
I
Nadai.
see.
Like if it's in the same composition, this is all in Tishram Nadai. There
Mm.
is a part that is in Kirkalam, that is in the slower speed. There's a part that's in the Melkalam in the higher speed.
I see.
I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah, I see. So it's called a nadai only when the change is not in whole numbers.
Yes, so if I do uh, ah, okay, takadinatum, 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 tadikitako, 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 takadinatum, 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 tadinginatum, tadinginatum, tadinginatum. So here I'm changing the nadi. Okay, so the first half is still in like takadimi, takajunu, takadimi, takadunu, takadimi, takatakita, 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 ta. So there I'm
Ah,
going to Kanda Nadai, the
right.
ending.
Yeah,
So this would be a Nadai change.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We might do one more in May, Harsha.
Yeah. Mm.
Actually, we will do one more in May. I think by that time they will really I get all of the chapus I will teach.
Mhm.
Just putting get
Yeah.
you
So an additional practice to do in Chapus is to keep decreasing the speed. That I think some of you saw in the previous session also. But I'll tell for the ones who are attending first time. So for example, if you have the Misha Chapu, taka taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka 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 dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, ta. So here I am slowing down. I'm not changing nadai. I'm just going to the key column. Right? The same phrase that fit in one avartanam will now fit in two avartanams. So taka taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, taka taka dimi, taka dimi, taka dimi, ta. Does that make sense?
So when you reduced the column, why did the matra go? Where did the ta go? Why can't we use that and do this?
Which one?
It is takkitta takkadimi, right? We were doing Mr. Chapu.
No. I mean, you can do anything, but I am telling you this
Okay.
example. Yeah. You can do
Okay,
it. Okay.
okay.
You can do tak ki ta ka di mi ta ki ta ta ka di mi. So that also you can do. Basically any phrase you choose, and I want you to practice going to the slower speeds. So for the 7 one you have takita tak di mi. If you want to do 14, then taka di mi di mi, right? Then you will have half of that. So then so here you have taka di mi tak. You have 4 matras per whole beat. Then in the slower one you will have 2 matras per whole beat, right? Di mi di mi di mi ta. Then you should go even slower. Ta ka di mi ta ka di mi ta ka di mi ta.
So this will strengthen the carve, which also he said.
Yes.
You have to
Yeah.
wait longer.
The pauses are longer and your talam has to be so this is another, and this will also help with your trikala jatis and stuff in that.
So because you were focusing on Aditalam, the phrase he gave us for Mr. Chapu was taka taka dhimi taka dhimi taka dhimi. So he was showing that.
Yeah. In fact, if you, I mean, there is like endless possibilities. You can try slowing down
So
whatever we did for
basically we can
Tirumala.
use
Yeah.
any phrases to practice.
Anything, yes. So we were doing taka
Anything
dimi,
to
taka
practice,
junu,
yeah.
taka dimi, taka junu, tadikitatum, 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 taka dimi, taka junu, taka dimi, taka junu, tadikitatum, 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 ta. So you can take anything and do this. It will strengthen. Okay. So now to summarize, we have multiple practices. One is put a metronome, put talam along with it, keep doing that, and then you recite some nadai along with it. Let's say adi talam, then say takka dimi, takka junu, tak. Or if you want tishra nadai, you can say takkita, 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 takkita. Kandam you want to say taka takkita, taka takkita, taka takkita, taka takkita. So each of them will strengthen that particular nadai. So these are some of the practices, and then I gave the Tirmanam exercises. So doing 3 5s, 3 6, 3 7, 3 8, 3 9s, and then you have the column practice where you can speed up. For speeding up, I mean, of course, that will train how you're reciting and stuff, so that your recitation will improve there. If you slow down, your layam stability will improve. Okay. So these are a lot of exercises that will. So hopefully, I think, yeah, some of you wanted control over talam, over gaps, then over nadais. I think all of that will, and then a little bit of arithmetic. So when you're doing your arudis or tirmanams, you can think about what's the structure there, what is repeating 3 times, or what's the pattern there, how can we break it down and stuff. So whatever material you already know, apply these concepts to that and you will be able to realize some of those factors. So that's the summary, yeah, in terms of exercises.
Monday you will all Shruti, Rohan, Shravani and Akhila will do again 5, 6 with Mishra Chapu. Tadiginatum and Tadinginatum. Or before Monday, send a voice note. I will forward it to Harsha in the practice and request group. It's very easy. You have to pay attention. Mr. Chapu is 14 beats per cycle. You do the math.
Yeah.
Okay. And Apu,
I mean, it applies for any of the exercises. Feel free to do it, and if you have questions, you can send it to Yamini, or you can reach out to me, and then, or if you want to confirm that if you are doing it right and stuff, you feel free to. Yeah, this is just like a spark, and like showing you the direction. So this is just to start you off in this uh, path. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, and Apurva and Sushma, you can show me Aditalam things. You know, Tadiginatum, Tadinginatum, you also wrote Tadhinginatum 7. Tadimginatum, you wrote, right? Tadimginatum is 8. Tadhimginatum is 9. So, you can show me on Monday how you can fit 5, 7,
5,
so
6,
5, 6, 7,
8,
8,
9.
9. All of the Tirmanams, Rohan, Shruti, Shravani, you can show me again. Actually, you should, once you showed the math, means it should also become in one with the body. It's not once understanding, oh, just remove 15 like that. Not like that. You
Yeah,
should,
that is just
that is just then become mathematician.
okay.
This is music, so you have to practice that. That calculation should
Yeah,
become part of the
internal,
body.
yes.
That is the difference between the arithmetic and layam. Okay, on arithmetic on paper and the action. We should become the arithmetic with the action. Okay, so that means you have to practice takadimi takajanu takadimi takajanu tadiginatum. Even without the talam, you should be able to feel that car wave and be able to recite that. Okay. So then when you future, if you want to make your own jatis, you don't have to always count immediately. You know, if you're doing something in Aditalam, you want to do a Tirmanam of in sixes, you know exactly where it will come. You don't have to sit with one calculator. It's almost like abacus, but you are using your fingers, the
Yeah.
talam, to keep track of where you are in the cycle, because time is infinite and we are trying to make it finite with this counting system. Okay. Okay. So, Harsha, we will get back to you about May. Thank you so much,
Sure.
Harsha.
Yes. This
Yeah, we
is
are very
Thank you
awesome.
transitive.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved it so much. I don't know. Your faces also lit up when Harsha started talking about the arithmetic stuff. Uh, so Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I hated math as a kid. I'm not even exaggerating. After I met Harsha, my whole childhood trauma with mathematics, arithmetic stuff has gone. Has because he's so patient. Because for me, it's not about understanding. As soon as I would hear numbers, my body would shut down, literally. But Harsha patiently just being there, like you saw, I heard the Mr. Chopper, and I that was my first time also actually. But I mean, I'm familiar with the concept now, the classes. But yes, okay, understood, guys. So please practice in classes also a few minutes here and there. I'll ask you to do a talam with whatever homework exercises Harsha has given, all of you. And Ravi, you please proactively ask questions, okay? అర్థమవుతున్నట్టు నటించొద్దు. యాక్చువల్లీ అడుగు. ఏం పర్వాలే. 10 సార్లన్నా అడుగు. బట్ అడుగు. అర్థమైందా? ఓకే హర్ష. థ్యాంక్ యూ
Good
సో
luck. Good luck,
we
all
are
of you.
so
See
much
you all
loved
soon.
and we are so grateful
Yeah.
and thank you. Bye.